only 3 short months ago, I started my YouTube journey sharing my first listen reactions to songs with the ultimate hope that you would find new artists and new music that you'll love. My first 12 songs only featured well-established bands that were already topping the music charts or maybe already along their way. But I think an important part of growing this music community is sharing music from bands who maybe haven't quite reached the stars yet. Bands that can write truly amazing music that the world is still waiting to hear. To this day, I listen to songs that I love from bands that never made it mainstream. Some of them falling short and some of them even giving up before the world had a chance to find them. Just a few short days ago, I had YouTube playing in the background and I heard the tail end of a song that I just knew was something special. I clicked on the info button. It was from a band I never heard of before that had a surprisingly small fan base. A true underdog in every sense of the word. So today I'm going to do something a little different. If you like today's first listen reaction, I'd love it if you would hit the like button on their original music video, or better yet, subscribe to their channel. Today's intro actually featured a quote that I found right from their official website. Truly being a part of this music community is showing support for the bands that deserve it, regardless if they play the largest of arenas or the smallest of gigs. And with that, let's get into the song. All right, guys, the band is called The Harbor Divide. The song is called Dancing with the Moon. As always, I'm going to throw some lyrics down in the bottom corner so we can understand what the heck they are saying when they are singing it. I really look forward to finally hearing this entire song. Let's get into it. A lot of bands are doing this kind of cinematic intro. I like it. Oh, that's some good harmonizing between the two band members. It's like Trouble in Paradise, huh? Right. He's got a great screaming voice. Ooh, that is a deep growl. There's the quote. Man, what a great line. I love that quote. Listen to that kick drum. And right back into the beautiful part of the song. lot of interesting thing going on in this video right now. Okay. Oh, it's a beautiful elongated reverb tail that they put on a little bit of on his vocals and also on the guitar. Oh, that's cool. All right. Wow. Cool. I really like that song, guys. Unsurprisingly, I like that song. Am I ever going to do a first time listen reaction to a song that I don't like? It hasn't happened yet. It's bound to happen. No, man, I like that song. I knew I would after only hearing the last 30 seconds, like I had mentioned in the intro a few days ago. There was a lot of interesting things that I kind of found throughout the video, some Easter eggs, if you will, that I thought the director did a really nice job in kind of supporting the overall story and feel of the song. I got maybe 3 or 4 of them that I'll go over real quick. You know, obviously the whole when the dancer and her ex companion were sitting on the couch, you know, enjoying themselves watching TV, and he kicks off the shoes, and you know, she later finds them in a dresser drawer, which, by the way, who puts shoes in a dresser drawer? Doesn't that normally belong by the front entryway, by the closet? Am I the only one on that? I've never put shoes in a dresser drawer. I don't know if you guys noticed it or not, but the lead guitarist with the blue guitar, the headless guitar standing at the bottom of the stairs, there was a lamp there that had a moon on it, which I kind of feel like was kind of a cool little nod to the title of the song. You know, the band playing in an empty house to kind of carry on that overall feeling of it being an empty shell without our dancer's companion, you know, being there anymore. Even the shower scene right towards the very end, you know, it showed little pieces of her taking a shower and just kind of trying to relax and trying to put her mind out of it. And even one of the last shower scenes, the water was actually pulling off of her, you know, the water that's supposed to give her some peace and calm. Even that was being pulled off of her. And just, she's constantly haunted throughout the whole video of all these images and memories of her companion and you know, different times together. I think my favorite part of the video, though, was when our dancer was going through her choreography routine, which I think is, you know, probably something that would always be something that she'd enjoy and be able to put herself in a completely different mindset, you know, kind of silo herself to be able to focus on that choreography and dancing. It seemed like even when she was going through that, she couldn't find the peace and harmony that maybe she was trying to look for, you know, just a moment of silence away from the memories. Her dancing was very forced sometimes, almost angry. You had the discordant lights that were flashing and you know, the colors that weren't calming, you know, spot images of her companion. She couldn't even find a moment of peace through something that she loved. And, you know, it really wasn't until she collapsed from exhaustion and was able to close her eyes for a moment that the song kind of went peaceful again. And you could tell that, you know, she had that moment of serenity before she opened up her eyes and the discordant memories just instantly started flooding back and flashing back again. And so the cycle continues, I guess. That's kind of what I got out of it. I thought it was it was one of the better videos that I've seen in a long time. Really well thought out. I really enjoyed the song, the lyrics, the instrumentation. I mean, this is a really solid band, guys. I'm really surprised that they have a relatively small fan base on their YouTube channel. I did check out their Instagram channel, and it, was comparatively about the same size. So I don't know if this is like a newer band or maybe a new lineup or I don't know what the story is. Normally I do a little bit of deep diving on the old interwebs to find out a little bit of information on the band so I can tell you guys about the band before we do the reaction video. But I kind of threw this one together last minute because I kind of almost feel like time is of the essence. The song hasn't been out for very long, and you know we should do our part to try and support it and help it grow. So I didn't do any of that background stuff. So I don't know anything about this band. Hopefully we can do our part to help show support for this song. What did you guys think about this song? What did you think about the video? Was there anything that I missed in the video? I loved all the little Easter eggs. If there was something that I missed, throw them in the comments below. You guys are awesome. You guys are cracking me up half the time, but you guys got some really cool insights on some things that I don't see or don't hear. So let me know in the comments below. I do plan on doing more first-time listen reactions to smaller no-name bands. I don't know if you really want to call them no-name bands, but some bands that haven't hit the big time yet or the large numbers. I'm gonna find some more. I'm gonna play 'em for you guys if you like them. I enjoyed doing this one. I do have a new documentary series, a little music docu-series that is on the horizon that I really think you guys are going to enjoy. I'm starting to piece that together. Hopefully that'll come out sometime soon. So if you want to see that, stick around. Hopefully you subscribe so you know when that comes out, but look forward to that on the horizon. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. It's something original that I'm creating. It'll be about a 7 or 8 part docu-series. So, and with that, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up. I really enjoyed doing this one. Thank you for sharing the experience with me. I love all of you, and we'll see you again next time. Peace.